Catching up with Jonathan Lucroy, brought to you by Quick Trip.
It hasn't been a down or an up type start to the season here. Just kind of that feel as you've gotten to know what these guys are capable of somewhat here. It's that easy question, the general feel in the clubhouse right now for you guys.
It feels good. I think we're having fun, and that's the most important thing. We've ran into some pretty good teams already. We've played 3 playoff caliber teams, in the Pirates, the Cubs, and the Cardinals. And I thought we hung in pretty close, or pretty good with all of them. So hopefully that's a sign of things to come for us down the road. But right now we're still growing and learning and getting better. So we're going to keep grinding and playing hard, and hopefully we can take some more wins from them.
Momentum's always so overrated, especially in baseball, because it is all about that game, but you also can't live off of it. But with a young team, do you feel like, because like you had that win in the St. Louis win in the 9th inning, maybe with a veteran team, maybe that is a springboard a little bit, or does one game impact the other more with a young team? Does it matter?
Not really. No, we don't think about that. I think you just go out. The thing about baseball is you play every day, so you just worry about today. You just worry about today and doing your best that day, and whether it goes well or not, you move on to the next day. So that's just that's the way I look at it anyway. On a personal level, you can't dwell in the past or focus on the future. You got to worry about the present.
In that realm right there, because a lot of these guys, sometimes it's hard when the guys go up to the minors and they're a hot prospect and they don't go through hard times. And it's almost better to have had a nice 1 for 25 in Double-A to get through. How are these guys who maybe haven't had that many hard times handling, an 0 for 12 or anything like that?
Overall they've done pretty well. I think that, everyone knows that we have a lot of young players, and that these players are trying to learn as they go. And as a player who's been around a few years, I try to keep in mind that they watch what we're doing and how we react to certain things, failure, how we react to getting out or making a mistake or whatever, because they want to see how we handle it. So I think that's an important thing for us to focus on, is handling those problems correctly. But as far as young guys dealing with it right now, I think overall they've dealt with it pretty well. I can't think of anything individual where I've thought that this guy did it the wrong way. I pretty much think that most of the guys are handling the failure the right way, and that's by going out and trying to get better the next day.
And handling the success. Like Domingo's had a couple of just ridiculous things happen along the way already. How does a guy like that handle success, and how big a factor is somebody like you that's had some success being around to
Yeah, exactly. You can't focus on, or you can't like get too high. If you when you have success, you can't get real high, and you can't get too low whenever you don't have success. You got to stay in the middle all the time. You got to stay constant, because this game is up and down game, and it's an emotional game. And if you allow yourself to get too high emotionally and get too low emotionally, on the flip side, it's both of them can be harmful, in different ways. So for my personal approach, I try to stay level-headed and have fun when it calls to have fun, and be happy when it calls to be happy. But for the most part, try to be consistent with my attitude and my emotion, because that's over the long haul. That's really what's going to matter.
Are you doing less scoreboard watching, or were you ever? Because you look at the Cubs, what they're doing to start this season here, in this division within it. Do you do less scoreboard watching now, or does it matter to you?
I really don't care. I focus on our scoreboard. That's pretty much it. I focus on what we're doing. I don't worry about what other people are doing.
And when teams are built, you're doing it right now. This team's being built with the young guys here, and you see that's what they committed to. Does that maybe energize things a little bit? They're like, wow, when there is a plan, and they stick to it, you can see that success from down the road.
Yeah, it's going to, like I said, this is going to be a good group, and it already is, and guys are going to get a lot better. That's what I'm happy about for these guys. Guys are going to be a lot better. They're going to improve, and I'm part of that process of everybody improving together. So it's cool to see it. Cool to see young guys come in and play the game for the right reason, play the game for fun, and to win at the same time. So very different feel in the clubhouse, and a lot of guys, and myself included, are very happy with it. And like I said, great group of guys, and it's been a lot of fun so far. We haven't had what we wanted to as far as success. We haven't had that, but as far as being around guys and playing and all that, it's a lot of fun.
Not to kiss up, but you kind of are a rock kind of guy to build around. And the way that you've gone about your business and gotten out to a nice start, really nice start, you think that impacts things other than helping win games?
Well, like I said, you young guys watch you and they watch how you handle things. I try to be a good example as best I can, both on and off the field. Because I think that's what keeps guys on the field and keeps guys successful is that, they maintain a standard about their lives, a standard of living that, you have a lot of expectations and you have to meet those expectations. And the only way to do that is stay consistent with your attitude and stay consistent and level-headed with your emotions.
And there are guys that you get an image of a player, and then people seem to forget that you get better over time. Again, I think we mentioned Chris Carter a little bit last time, but he could be that guy that accepts I'm a home run guy who strikes out too much. And when you see a development in that guy, he may strike out. He's going to strike out this year some. But when a guy develops that and understands, I don't have to be the same guy I was at 22 when I'm 29.
Well, the thing is that he's trying to get better. I don't think anybody in here accepts, who they are as players. I think they're trying to all get better in their own way, and they want to get better and want to continue to prove. Because if they felt that way, they wouldn't be here.
Yeah.
So they felt that negative way. But everybody here is happy and excited and positive, and we have fun in the clubhouse, and that's the ground rock. That's the foundation of a great team. Is having fun to start off.
Can guys surprise themselves at this point in those careers? I know I'm talking about the young guys, but maybe there's stuff that they didn't think they were ready to do.
I think if you're willing to make adjustments, if you self-evaluate realistically and honestly, I think you can always improve no matter who you are. And I fully believe that because that's the way I look at. I look with myself as I can always do better, and I can always do this different or do that different. And it's just if I don't do that, if I take things for granted, then I will become a worse baseball player. And I can't afford that. I don't want that. I want to win, and I want to be successful and contribute as best I can.
You always say we're in on the game planning for the pitchers here, but it sounds like Craig has kind of opened it up to you helping in any game planning, or you have some wisdom now from playing that your manager seems to be okay with you working with guys and talking about things that have worked for you. I mean, is that a comforting thing? Is it an exciting thing and maybe a new opportunity for you to show, I can help that third baseman, I can help that left fielder with something just from watching guys succeed?
Yeah, I'm not trying to be a coach with anybody really. I try to help guys avoid the pitfalls that myself and I myself have fallen into, as well as pitchers that I've caught have fallen into, and I'm just trying to avoid those situations and like I said, making those mistakes. And it's about accountability, and we hold each other accountable as best we can because we all want to win, and when you understand that it's coming from the right place, it's not being mean about it or not being negative. It's just being honest, saying, hey, I think if you do this, and maybe once you try this, you might feel something different or something. Just trying to help a guy along to get better, because that for me, that's what I'm trying to do. Is I want to help others, and I want to help guys get better, because I have found that whenever I help other people to get better, I get better myself. So I take that pretty serious.
And finally, when you run into a pitcher who is lights out, you're going to see Arrieta in a few days, and several guys like that. When you were younger, was there ever that, oh crap, I wonder how I'm going to hit that guy feeling, or how do you approach it when it's a guy that's, kind of showing that beating him is not likely? How do you avoid that feeling and maybe make sure these guys don't think, oh geez, the Cy Young winner is coming against us?
You just go out there and, the great thing about baseball is, any team could be any other team on any given day. It's not bigger, faster, stronger. Baseball's a game where the guy that makes the most mistakes is going to get beat. And this is reality. So he might have an off day that day. He might not make many mistakes. Who knows? But all I know is I'm going to go in there and I'm going to battle as best I can. I'm going to try to hit the ball hard somewhere. And I know a lot of these guys here are going to try to do the same thing. A lot of guys here are young, fresh, and ready to go, and they really don't care who's on the mound.
And to learn that lesson, that sometimes that ground out to second with a man on third with one out. Yeah. is more important sometimes than trying to do something big.
Well, it's about doing the little things, and you're not always going to get it done. But when you go up there and your mind is in the right spot, your approach is in the correct spot, and you don't get it done, then you don't get it done. But for me, you're not always going to get it done like mechanically or physically, but mentally you can always have, if you have the correct intent, then that's okay. Like I said, mechanically or physically, it's not always going to happen. But mentally, you should always have the correct approach and the correct way to go about it.
Catch more at my24milwaukee.com.